So, first video in a long time. Hope everyone's been doing good. With this 90-day physique that I'm just starting up this week. If you follow me on Instagram, I did post a few weeks ago that I was going to start this. Technical issues have stopped me from being able to post, but everything's all sorted now, and we can now be consistent with the video. So this is the first one. This is episode 1. We're starting this week. I've just really got back into my cardio again, which is absolutely killing me. I'm not gonna lie, but we're motivated, focused. In these next 12 weeks, we're gonna get to a point where I'm happier and much better than I was previous. Okay, so keep watching the videos. We're gonna do at least one video a week. Each video I'm gonna be doing some sort of educational stuff as well. So I'll be talking to you guys, telling you how I do things with myself and my clients and stuff like that. So in this video, the first thing we're going to talk about is calories and macros, because let's face it, when we're doing 12-week transformations or 12 weeks body recomp or whatever your goal is, that is the most important, is getting those calories and macros sorted and getting yourself and finding out where your base level is to start. Then when you go from there, it's just adjusting all the way through, and that is it. Okay, so over the course of these 12 weeks, I'm going to show you where to adjust, or what I'm adjusting, what I'm changing in my diet, what I'm changing with my training, and all that kind of good stuff. So you guys can learn and be able to do this for yourselves. And yeah, so you can just learn, man, because that's what it's all about. It's just coming here and teaching, being able to reach a wider audience and teaching people, helping people be able to achieve their fitness goals and everything like that. If I look like I'm struggling, my arm is actually killing holding this gimbal. Okay, so let's crack on. Workout 1 was a pull workout. I love training back, and I'll put a description of exercises, reps and sets in the description box down below. Please subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. I will be consistent with this now. Now all my tech stuff is all sorted, and I'm comfortable using it all again. So I'll be very consistent with the videos. So if we move on now to the workout, keep watching after the workout. We're gonna get into calories and macros, how to figure them out, where do you start, and what breakdown is best for you. Okay, so here we go. Right, okay guys, so we're on BMR. Right, so for this section, I've created a so-called client here. His name's Mike. We'll go over his stats real quick. So Mike is 24, his height is 5'8", he weighs 85 kilos, his lean body mass is 68, and his fat mass is 17. We've worked those out because we know that his body fat is 20%, okay? So you want to work out, now depending on what gym you go to, the one that I train at, we have scales that does calculate your fat mass anyway, and all you would do is just take the fat mass away from your actual body weight to work out your lean body mass, okay? So there's many ways to work it out. You can use a calculator if you know your body fat, but yeah, we want to know our lean body mass when we're using this formula. Okay, so moving on over to the side here, this is the Muller formula. The reason why I like to use this one is it has a lot more variables and it works off a lean body mass. Okay, so this one, for me, I feel it does the job. Okay, so let's just go over it real quick. So anywhere where I've done a red line is where you would change the variables for yourself. Okay, so on here, the LBM, that just stands for lean body mass. FM stands for fat mass. 6, obviously, everyone knows what that stands for. But if you look down here, men and women have 2 different variables. So if you're a man, you put a 1. If you're a woman, you put in a 0. Okay. Then we also have age, and that's it. That's the 4 main variables that this formula uses. So let's work this out. So what we've done is I've put Mike's stats in at the bottom here, and I've also underlined that so you can see exactly what I've changed. Alright, so we've got 13.587 times 68, okay, which is his lean body mass, plus 9.613 times 17, which is his fat mass, plus 198 times 1, again representing that he's a man, minus 3.351 times 24, which is his age. Okay, and then at the end we plus 674. Okay, and that comes out at 1,878.913. Because it's an estimate, we can round that up. So we now finish off with the BMR at 1879. Okay, so now we've got that BMR, we can now move on to the next section where we work out our TDEE. Right, okay guys, so now we're on to total daily energy expenditure. We're on to his TDEE. Okay, now with this, we've already worked out the BMR. We're going to use now what your activity level is to make sure we get a good estimate for your maintenance calories. Okay, so if we look at the top, we're starting with the bottom end of the scale, which starts at 1.2, working all the way down to the top end of the scale, which is 1.9. Okay, so obviously 1.2 is someone who does not do any exercise whatsoever. Okay, then 1.375, someone who has very light activity, so that could be maybe they go to the gym once or twice a week, maybe play a sport once a week or something like that. That's light activity. Okay, now 1.55 has 3 different ways to judge it on whether it's your activity level. Okay, so we have desk job but trains hard, job is always on their feet with moderate training, or no training whatsoever but they have a hard labour job. Okay, so that's someone's like a roofer or something like that. They don't do any training but there's a lot of heavy lifting and they're doing a lot of moving around. Okay, that person would come at 1.55. Okay, so the next one down we have 1.725. Now this is for someone who trains most days hard and their job requires them to be on their feet all day. Okay, and then we have the top end of the scale now is 1.9. That's someone who works hard and trains hard. So imagine the guy, let's say someone who does a hard labour job like a roofer, but he trains hard at least 5-6 times a week. He would come under that 1.9. Okay, so all we need to do, take the BMR that we worked out last, which remember was 1879, we times it by the activity level. Now our person here, Mike, we're going to say he has a desk job but he does like to train hard, so we're going to put him right at the midpoint in 155. Okay, so we just times that by 1.55, we now get 2912.45. Okay, now to round that down, sorry, is to 2912. Okay, so this is our estimate. We now have his estimate maintenance calories, so this is his base calories at 2912. Okay, right, okay guys, so on to the third part now of the video, where we determine how much weight loss we're gonna do per week, and how to calculate that into how many calories to knock off our maintenance to make sure that we're getting that weight loss per week. Okay, so rule of thumb that I follow is just you don't want to lose more than 1% of your body weight per week. So 0.6 kilos a week. What we do with that number then is that we times it by 847, which then takes us to 508.2. Because it's a 0.2, we're going to round it down. I'll just keep it at 508. Okay. So now what we do is we take our calories, so our 2912 minus the 508 now, and we now get 2404. Okay. So this now is the estimated calories that Mike would have to take in to make sure he's in a deficit. Now, just like I said before, this is estimate. Like I said, I'm going to say it a million times. It's not 100% accurate, it's not set in stone. So if Mike does follow that, hits that 2404, on every day consecutively for 2 weeks, but he notices his weight just creeps up, then this is not his accurate maintenance. Okay, all I would get Mike to do then is to maybe adjust that a little bit further down, see how his body responds to that, because these estimates, they could be a couple of hundred calories out, either lower or higher, but it gives us a base where we can work. All right, you're not going to be able to just follow that all the way through the 90 days and be able to drop weight and change your body, get leaner by just hitting those numbers there. That's not why we're doing this. All right, we're doing this so we can get a base number to start from, and then from there, it could be even the second week in, we could be making small adjustments just to make sure the body is heading in the direction that we want it to, which is 0.6 kilos per week. Now what we need to do is to break that 2404 into macro. Right, okay guys, so we're on to the final part, the macros. 2.2 up to 2.4 grams per kilo of lean body mass. All right, we're coming off the lean body mass, not off the total body weight, like a lot of calculators use and a lot of other formulas use. We're using the lean body mass, okay? So all we need to do is 2.4, we're going with the top end of the scale for Mike, 2.4 grams times his lean body mass, which if you remember here is 68 kilos, which then comes to 163.2, but we're going to round that down to 163. Now that's the grams of protein. With protein, we know that 4 calories per gram of protein. Okay, so all we need to do is 163 times 4, and that's going to give us 652 calories. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we know how much calories protein alone is going to take up from our daily intake. We now need to minus it from our calorie intake per day. All right, so that's 2,404 minus the 652 equals 1,752. Okay, so we now have 1,752 calories to share between the carbs and the fats. All right, so you don't have to have it at this percentage. Here is where you need to do. It's up to you how you feel. Now we're just gonna, for argument's sake, we're just gonna say Mike's just gonna have 55% of the 1,752 is gonna go to carbs, and the 45% of it will go to fats. Okay, so then we need to work out how much calories that is. So all we do is 55% of 1,752. I'm terrible at math, so I use a calculator, which comes to 963.6. And we round that up to 964. And we do the same for fats, and that gets 788.4, and we just round that down to 788. Okay. Now, just like with the protein, carbs is also 4 calories per gram. Okay. So we now take the calories that we've got here for carbs, and we divide it by 4. Okay, which then gives us a grand total of 241 grams. Okay, and then we do the same for the fats. So this time fats is a lot higher in calories. It's 9 calories per gram. So we divide the 788 by 9, which then gives us 87.5. We'll round that up to 88. Okay, so now we have Mike's full calories that he's going to take in every day. Okay, so this is the calories he's going to start with, which is 2,404 with 163 protein, 241 carbs, and 88 grams of fat. Now, like I said before, this is just an estimate. This is just giving Mike a place to start, because Mike didn't have a clue where to start. Alright, so now we're just giving him a base level. If he follows this for 2 weeks and he notices a slight increase in weight, then the estimate for his maintenance calories is obviously not his maintenance calories. So all that Mike would need to do is to adjust that, is maybe go a little bit lower in the calories, keep the same percentages and ratio of micronutrients, but just change his calories a little bit. So these numbers would gradually move down a bit, okay? But that's going to make Mike head now into the deficit, because obviously if he gained weight by inputting all this, it's not just the carbs as people would always think. It's not the carbs, there's high carbs, he needs to lower his carbs, needs to lower his carbs. It might just be the fact that the number of calories, the estimate, is slightly wrong. It's not his maintenance. He's slightly low. Maybe his activity level and his activity factor, what we calculated before, his TDEE, maybe that's slightly more. Maybe on 1 week he was slightly more active, he was moving, he was breathing more, he was whatever. It could be just slightly out. Alright, so use these formulas to get yourself a base, an estimate, but remember that's all they are. They're just estimates, you know. Don't fret if you gain weight by following the numbers that you get from these calculations. Just slightly alter it a little bit, okay? So that's the end of that, guys. I hope you've learned a lot now, so you know how to work out your own calories and macros. You don't have to go straight to these calculators, because some of them can be completely way off with their estimates. I just find it's always better to keep it old school, get your pen and pad out, and work it out for yourself. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video. I'm going to end it there, so I don't want to take it too long with all this explaining that I've done. Comment below if you've got any questions on this. Maybe you've used this and you're wondering about how to establish your carbs and your fats. Comment below. I'm happy to help. I will be doing 1 video a week while we start this 90-day physique. This is the first week, so you've watched the workout already. I'm now telling you where to start with the calories and macros. Okay, so please subscribe, like, share if you think anyone else might get some, might take notes, be able to take something from this video. Just want it to get spread around and help as many people that want to go through a 90-day transformation or a 90-day physique like myself. Okay, so see you next time, guys. Have a great day.